Now, the Electoral Commission has dismissed claims that its failure to release the Provisional Voters Register is unlawful. According to the National Democratic Congress, the EC has failed to obey its own electoral calendar, despite earlier assurances to provide the register to the parties in time. Well, here are portions of a statement issued by the party's Director of Elections, Edward Omanibuama. So it says, it headlines, the NDC's demands provisional register. We strongly believe this lack of promptness exhibited by the EC is due to both incompetence and a deliberate attempt to damp a substandard provisional voter register on political parties in a short period to make it difficult for interested parties to critically peruse the register before the exhibition starts next week. He goes further to say, to make matters worse, we are told that today, the 14th day of August, we will not receive the Provisional Voters Register until Friday, 16th August 2024, leaving us with only 4 days to package and dispatch the register to the over 38,000 polling stations across Ghana to aid the pre-exhibition scrutiny of the register. We deeply are concerned that the posturing and incompetence of the Electoral Commission and its IT department can plunge Ghana into anarchy if not remedied immediately. And that's according to Dr. Edward Omanibuama, who's the Director of Elections for the National Democratic Congress. So let's get on the phone lines now and speak to Director of Training at the Electoral Commission, Dr. Serebour Quaicoe. He's got some reaction to the National Democratic Congress. He's been raising concerns about what the NDC says.
The NDC is asking for the provisional register, which they say you have delayed to, provide it to them. What do you have to say? When are you going to make it available to them?
The law says that when we finish, we have about 30 days to come back, so we are within the law. We make them. We shouldn't lose out of the fact that when did we finish the mop-up one? When did we finish? It was just finished on Saturday. So, are they ready for the figures without the mop-up? In that case, it is not a register. See, the issue is that me sitting here, I always believe in accuracy. I would not rush and say that give the figures to them. When there are errors, they themselves will come back and ask. We just completed the mop-up on Saturday, less than 1 week. And it's the whole country. The people have to bring the figures. We need to vet them. They themselves were part of the adjudication. We did that 3 days ago. They were part of the adjudication just 3 days ago. And when you do the adjudication, the law says that when you finish, you take the decision. You should go to the chairperson for her to validate it. We cannot substep any of the steps. We can't do that.
So when do you plan by your own timeline?
We'll get them when they are ready.
When?
But it will be done. It will be given them before the exhibition.
Let's stay further on the subject. Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer joins us on the line. He's the National Democratic Congress Deputy Director of Elections and IT. Thank you, sir, for your time. So, the Electoral Commission has assured the register will be released, but maintains that it is acting within the remit of the law. Does this put the matter to rest for you?
Certainly no at all. This Electoral Commission, they are economical with the truth. Actually, they wrote to us to bring our external drive on the 18th of July, 2024. They asked us to bring our external drive, 2 terabytes. We sent this external drive, the 2 terabytes, to them on the 22nd of July, 2024. At that time, they were clear in their mind that the provisional register was ready. That's why they demanded the external drive from us. At the IPAC meeting, we further asked them about the register. At that point, they indicated to us within a week they would give us the register because they were just putting things together. In fact, they were clear in their mind that they knew they had a mop-up exercise coming up. And so to say that because of the mop-up was an afterthought, because the first limited registration exercise they did, they were to give us the register. Now, little did we know that this Electoral Commission, they were just dragging their feet. They were not ready to release the register. They wrote back to us again on the 8th of August, 2024, telling us that they could not give us the register because they can only give us the register on the 14th of August. We didn't say anything. We said, fine, fair enough. 14th of August is not far. Today, 14th of August, we demanded the register And they said they were not ready again to give us the register until Friday, which means they want to give us the register just 4 days to the exhibition exercise. We have over 40,000 polling stations as of now to deal with. And they are intentionally doing that so that they will dump this substandard register that they are having with them, because we know they are holding some substandard register, and they fear that when they give it to us, we will get the problems in it before the exhibition. And we are telling them they should sit up, because the limited registration that we just did was an online registration exercise. There was nothing like offline in it.
But why the impatience? This is only the provisional register.
Yes, provisional register is such that you need to peruse it to be sure that the figures as captured during the registration exercise were all intact. Because we know the Electoral Commission we are dealing with. You remember what they did to the district assembly elections. People went and checked their names in the register. When they printed the final register, most names were not found in the register. People went to vote and they couldn't see their names in the register. This is the kind of Electoral Commission we are dealing with. And so we want to be sure of ourselves, because when they finish the registration exercise, have they announced to you the figures they have gotten so far? Up to now, they are still having challenge with the figures. As we speak now, ask yourself, which figure are they going to use? Because they keep on changing figures. They don't even know the figure they have. And so we want to see what type of figures are they going to bring out to the general public. That is why the law says they should give us the register. The law didn't say you should dump the register to us on a few days to the exhibition. That is not fair to political parties. And we think that it's like somebody is trying to muddy the waters for our opponents to have a field day. We are not going to accept this. We will resist any move to make sure that another political party is given undue advantage over us. We will resist it. We will accept it. That is why we are telling them, because we are very clear in our mind that what the Electoral Commission is doing is muddying the water. They must come out clean and clear and make sure that the register is given to us at the opportune time. Because why are they dragging their feet? What is the use of their IT department? That is why we ask that the UNDP should assist them. If they think they have a challenge with their IT department, they should seek assistance from the UN department, UNDP. Look, in 2012, MPP asked that the UNDP should come and assist the Electoral Commission to check the register and their IT system.
All right, Musa, I think your point is well made. We've got to leave it here. Thank you. The flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress is accusing government of borrowing so much but failing to deliver significant change. He was speaking on day 2 of his tour of the Volta region.
So as early as 8 a.m., John Mahama thronged the streets of the whole central constituency, specifically the central market.
Nothing is working for us. Our people are suffering. Our parents are suffering. So actually, we want the NDC back to power. In 2025, we want to see NDC in power in full force. So Mahama is the man after our own heart. We want him, and we want him, and we want him. Final.
Now Kenke in Ghana now is 5 cedi. That time Mahama was the president, the Kenke was 2 cedi, 3 cedi, 1 cedi, 50 pesos. And he said that yes, it's the council now to come in there. Left them now is 100 cedis. You will do everything with better, and we all will enjoy. We the youth, we are going to stand on our feet and get job that we can survive all.
For John Mahama, the amount of borrowing that the country has had under the current MPP administration, he would have changed the fortunes of the country.
They borrowed far more than any government in the history of Ghana. But the sad thing is, if you borrow, you invest the money for transformation. They borrowed more than 650 billion cedis. But what is there to show for it? What is there to show for it? If NDC had borrowed 650 billion cedis, Ghana will be looking like Dubai by now.
Moments thereafter, the entourage of John Mahama proceeded to the Afajato South constituency.
I stand in the name of Afajato to say that we break the record of Honorable Kujato Ablakwa.
Polls have not favored the NDC's parliamentary candidate in the Hokwa constituency, but John Mahama is determined that the seat will come back to the NDC's fold.
Let me say that Hohoi the lost lamb. We're going to find you on 7th December, and when we find you, you are coming to join your fellows so that Ghana can progress and bring prosperity, employment, and opportunities for young people.
Tomla Kluchev, TV3 News, Hawaii.
Away from the Volta region, the University Teachers Association of Ghana has welcomed the flag bearer of the NDC's proposed policy to scrap the academic user fees for level 100 tertiary students if he wins the 2024 general elections. The promise has since attracted intense public debate pertaining to its funding, accommodation and other aspects of tertiary education, which many believe should be considered first before its implementation. Judith Brown has the rest of the story.
If you're not excited, I'm sure the next one is going to shock you.
The latest campaign promise by the National Democratic Congress has got tongues wagging.
For all university entrants into level 100, you are not paying academic fees.
The NDC's no academic fees policy targeted at level 100 students aims to alleviate the financial burden on parents and students by absorbing academic fees for level 100 tertiary students. The policy has raised concerns about its implementation with regards to funding, accommodation and continuity of schooling for beneficiaries who probably wouldn't be able to afford fees for subsequent years. And some analysts say it must be subjected to scrutiny.
This is the time for all of us to go back and see what was promised and what was delivered.
The question then remains, how feasible is this policy? Statistics from the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission reveals a widening gap between the SHS graduates who are given admission into public tertiary institutions and those who actually honor these admissions. Out of an average number of 118,000 students who received admission in the 2020-2021 academic year, only 74,970 honored the invitation, leaving 43,030 students. The deficit, according to the Africa Education Watch, is hinged primarily on financial constraints and the inadequacy as well as delays in student loan disbursements. The NDC's latest promise intends to deal with the gap. In essence, if given the nod, the next NDC administration would absorb approximately 3,000 cedis per student. We visited the University of Ghana campus and the reactions were interesting.
I see to come and then take away a lot of burden from those who cannot afford university education. But implementing it is going to be a very big problem. Those private investors on campus, they are charging an exorbitant amount of money that they are not even giving us any better service at the hall.
I think it's a very good idea, but I think it would be much better if the policy would be in favor of those who actually need it and not every person who is coming into level 100.
But while the policy has been under careful examination, flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Ohama, has been offering some clarity.
We've costed it, and we approximate that for all first-year students in public tertiary institutions, it should cost anywhere between 270 to about 290 million Ghana cedis. I think that we can do it by cutting down on waste and cutting down on corruption. We're going to increase the subvention, but apart from that, we're going to make sure that the university gets their subvention on time.
President of the UG branch of the University Teachers Association of Ghana has described John Mahama's clarification as laudable.
If truly subventions will be increased, if truly they will be released timeously, then I think it will not hurt the universities. And if it wouldn't hurt the universities, then why not? I'm for it.
Even so, he's calling for a broader dialogue.
I think that President Mahama must also make use of the opportunity to meet the entire teaching fraternity, to dialogue with them, and let us appreciate what you want to do holistically.
While this policy remains only one among the myriad of other promises made by the party to improve the education sector, it is left to be known what would be the actual sources of funding for the policy.